What's up, guys? This is Prepared Guy once again, and today we're taking a look at the Black Diamond Flare, and I'm going to tell you all about it right now. Upon unboxing, it wasn't my proudest moment. It took me like 10 minutes to open this up before I ended up having to break out my knife eventually. But I should have probably led with that, but I thought I could do it. And apparently I just couldn't do it because, you know, they made this thing out of kryptonite. And finally, once I got it open, though, the headlamp was in there and it already had some batteries in it, which was nice. And then they gave me the useless instruction manual. So that was nice. Now, this bad boy is pretty well made. It's made of aluminum alloy and some plastic. And the plastic is pretty good. It's pretty solid, I think. And it has a couple LEDs. It's got a red LED and a white LED, and it's pretty simple to use. You got your on there. All you have to do is turn it on, and there you go. Come on, buddy, go the other way. You're not too bright, are you? All right, and then you go ahead. It literally shows it so that you could actually go in that direction. And I'm over there turning it in the opposite direction. What's wrong with me? Was I dropped as a baby? Yes, I was. But that didn't stop me from making a YouTube channel. And here we go here. Look at that. You got a couple different modes, a few different modes. There's 4 different modes. And that's how you use it. It's pretty simple. Of course, this bad boy is IPX67 water resistant up to 1 meter for 30 minutes. And it has an impact rating of 2 meters. And it's also ridiculously lightweight, coming in at under 26 grams or just under an ounce with the batteries inside. Now, as far as run times go for this headlamp, I left this going for about 24 hours and it never actually killed the battery, which I thought was relatively impressive. It did dull down a little bit, but not significantly to the point where you couldn't see in front of you anymore. You can see right here, this is at the very end of the test, and it's just going and going and going, and there's still usable light. You could read a book.
Here we are, guys, on the testing bench, and I have this thing still going, and it's still putting out a reasonable amount of light, I think, you know, for a little headlamp that's been battery powered and been on for over 24 hours. This is crazy.
And another thing about this light is that it does not get hot. It reached a max thermal output of about 84 degrees Fahrenheit or 28 degrees Celsius after about 1.5 minutes of use. And now, let's take a brief tour of the modes and general operation of the Black Diamond Flare. This is the Black Diamond Flare, and this is what it looks like. I'll give you a brief tour of it. It has a spongy little strap here. It's also reflective. It has a little thing here so you can adjust it. This is extremely lightweight. I'm actually impressed. I'm making this quick point and shoot video because I kind of want to tell you about it. Now, this is one of Black Diamond's little tiny headlamps. This is one of the smallest ones they have, I believe. It runs off of 2 CR2032 button cell batteries, and obviously in the back here is how you access them. And you can see I beat the crap out of it a little bit in the back. Been using this pick here to open it, so you just pop it like this, and then that's open like that, and you just have to pop it open and you can get to the button cells in the back. I don't know, they used max cell batteries in here, but yeah, that's what it looks like on the inside. You stick a couple of those in there and then you close it back up. This is actually probably my least favorite thing about the light, is the way that the thing goes on in the back, but it's also relatively secure. Once you screw that in there, you're good to go. Now, this is how it works, right? You turn it on, it's got the red, and then it's got the strobing red or flashing red. It has the low, and then it has the high. Okay, now then it has the SOS, which you don't really need. I don't think you're going to need it, but here on the high, now I'm going to tell you something right now. This is after I'm running all the tests. These batteries I ran for well over 24 hours. And now I'm going to show you some of the specs right here. And the specs are 4 lumens to 40 lumens, okay? 1 meter to 10 meters, and then 15 hours on low and 4 hours on high. And then it has a reserve of 6 hours. So basically what it comes down to, guys, is I had usable light even well after the time that the battery should have been drained and been done. And then when I turned it back on after using it for all those hours, I still have plenty of light. Like, that's still a pretty good amount of light. It's not super, super bright. If I turn off some of the lighting here in the studio, right? I'm gonna turn this lighting off really quick for you so you can see what I'm actually talking about. All right, and I'll even turn off the actual light here. And you can see that's actually a pretty good amount of light still going through this thing. This thing's still pumping out plenty of light. And then obviously you put it on the red. That red is still nice and bright. This has been, it ran for 24 hours, and this is what's left over of the juice in the battery still. And I bet you I could probably get another 24 hours out of that easily, just because of how well this thing just functions. The circuit inside just keeps it going and going and going. And I'm actually really impressed. And it's hard for me to be impressed by some of these lights that come to the channel, like, because they're all kind of redundant. But once in a while you get good headlamps and you get good flashlights that you're just super impressed by. This is one of them. I've always been super impressed with Black Diamond. I mean, if you look at the weight here alone with the batteries on board, you're looking at 27 grams. All right. So if you guys were going to get this and you're one of those lightweight backpackers, 27 grams, that's nothing, dude. You could throw this in a backpack if you're going deep woods or whatnot. Obviously, you're going to have a primary light and a secondary light, but this is a pretty good option to have for just a backup. I love the fact that it's very easy to use. You just turn the switch here, and I'm going to take this outside really quick and show you what it looks like with the 20-foot test. So let's go do that now. All right, guys, this is me outside with the Black Diamond flare, and this is what it looks like in that 4-lumen low mode for the, or should I say the 4-lumen mode for the red mode. It doesn't actually tell you if it's 4 lumens. I'm assuming that it's 4 lumens because the instructions were super vague, but that's what it looks like. Plenty of light. You're going to be able to see what you're doing if you're working on a project at night. Say you're stargazing, you're just taking your dog out to go to the bathroom, or you're doing something covert, and then you have obviously the strobe there for the red, and that's also unspecified, and so is the runtime unspecified because, you know, Black Diamond loves to be super frigging vague about everything. Now you have the 4-lumen mode with a runtime of 15 hours. That I can actually tell you because that was in the actual instructions, and that looks pretty good. I mean, look at this. 4 lumens. It lights up the entire porch there. The camera's about 20 feet away from the railing there, and I'm just walking back and forth, and then we're going to jump over to the 40-lumen mode with a runtime of 4 hours because that was also in the manual, so I know that. So in then I'm 20 feet away from the railing, and it lights up the entire porch right there. Like, you can see everything. Say you're taking your dog out for a walk at night and you're walking around with this, you're going to be able to identify something before it gets on top of you. So like, say there's an animal or a person or anything there, you're going to be able to use this like a daily use. This is great to keep in your backpack or in your pocket. You can put it in your EDC and look at, you can see me, you can see everything that's in your hands. Say you wanted to look at something, say something's in your pocket, you pull it out your pocket and then you can see it. Like I said, unspecified. SOS mode doesn't tell you how bright it is. I'm assuming that this is 40 lumens because it looks as bright as the 40 lumen mode. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that that's 40 lumens, and that's plenty bright. 40 lumens right there. This is 40 lumens, and then you got the strobe for the red, and then the I'm guessing 4 lumens for the red mode. It actually looks a little bit brighter than 4 lumens. I'm going to say that that's probably like closer to 10, but like I said, it's vague in the manual. And then obviously I can see, you know, my knife, if I had to break up my knife and do something with my knife, but you can see from a couple feet away, super clear with that red mode. And of course, again, you're going to be able to see super clear with that 40 lumen white mode as well. And like I said, 40 lumens, 4 hours on a couple of the CR 2032 batteries. I can see my whole porch. I can walk around, and you guys can see too. Like, this is really clear. And I had no problem. Like, I literally could go for a little walk and not have to worry about, oh, can I see? And the head strap is nice and comfortable, and it was really, really lightweight, so I didn't even feel like I had anything on my head. And here I am just walking around. I can't see out into the yard with that. You can see like that's like probably about 10-foot drop from down there into the yard. It's not exactly white. And then of course, I walk around here on the porch a little bit. I can see the steps in front of me when I put it in the 40 lumens, and you can still see the steps, but it is what it is. And obviously I can see where I'm stepping, and pretty decent. And this is the tripod, and we're about 10 feet away from the railing in front of us, and the tripod's about 5 feet away. Not bad, guys. This is basically one of those lights where you can take it anywhere. Excellent run times, reasonable amount of light, and you're never going to be stuck without any light, and that's what I like about this light. All right, guys, now we're here in the garage, and I'm about 10 feet away from the door from the camera, and you can see this is really, really bright. You can see exactly what I'm doing. I think that's the 4 lumen mode right now, and then I can go ahead and I'm going to change it up to the 40 lumen. Yeah, there we go. There's the 40 lumen, and then there's the 4 lumen, 40 lumen, and then obviously 4, and then you have the flashing, and then you have the red. And that red, I mean, guys, you're going to be able to really see pretty good. Like if you guys are reading maps or something at night, it might even be too bright, to be honest with you, but it is bright. And now, of course, we have the 4 lumen mode, and the 4 lumen mode looks nice and bright as well for the most part until you kick it over to the 40, and that 40 is a nice beacon of light. You can really, really see what's in front of you. You're not going to stumble over anything in the dark. This is definitely a worthwhile minimalist headlamp for your EDC. All right, guys, now it's time for my pros and cons. First, the pros. Now, first off, it's so lightweight, you barely notice that you have it on your head, and the strap is actually pretty darn comfortable. It has batteries. You can put batteries in it. You could leave it in a backpack in your car. You could go ahead and put it inside the trunk of your vehicle or in a glove box or anywhere you want for hiking and stuff. Leave it somewhere good. It's put in an emergency kit or even like a first aid kit if you wanted to. This is perfect. Now, as far as my cons go, I really didn't have any cons. I mean, like literally the worst thing about this light was putting the batteries inside of it and always having to have like a little tool or something to open up the back of it. But other than that, this thing's flawless. You can pick one up on the Black Diamond website with a 2-year warranty for just $29.95. I will leave a link down in the description. Guys, if you like what you see and you enjoyed this video, please leave it a thumbs up, and also please subscribe if you can. I would really appreciate that. This has been Prepared Guy, and until next time, guys, stay prepared.
Hey there, thank you for watching. You can pat this cat.